One thing that I really appreciate about being a photographer is the fact that we have the privilege of being able to take our medium anywhere that we go. And so I feel like it's very easy for us to incorporate photography into our everyday lives and our creativity into our everyday lives. So today I thought I would talk about how we can incorporate photography into our everyday lives. And the first step would be just carrying a camera everywhere you go. I mean, like, we have our phones. I'm a huge fan of compact cameras. I usually have at least one compact camera on me at all times in addition to my phone. Having access to your camera, being able to immediately take it out of your bag and use it is like the first step to creating a photography habit throughout your life. One really fun thing that you can do is photograph your daily routine, your morning routine, your work routine, whatever your daily life looks like. And this is a really fun one because it forces you to really notice the small details that you would usually overlook in your everyday routine, especially since we get so used to looking and doing the same things every day that you really don't notice that there is beauty in the small things around you. And it can just be the things that catch your eye on your way to work. It could be what your morning routine looks like. It could be literally building a narrative and creating like a photo series around your daily routine, which I think I might try that. I think that sounds really cool, actually. Documenting really pretty things that you see on your way to work. Documenting your work. Like, if you do something that's fun and you're able to share it with others or take pictures of it, then I think that's also like a really fun way to incorporate photography into your everyday life. My morning routine, at least a few days a week, always consists of working with the horses, and I love being able to take my cameras with me and just like take pictures of them. Like, it's just fun, and it's something that I do every day. Not every day, I'm lying, and I don't do that every day. So speaking of horses, I feel like I talk about horses in almost every single video that I do. It's okay. The reason why I'm constantly referencing them is because they are my passion. They are what push me forward. They drive me, they inspire me, especially my photography work. And so I bring them up to say that photographing your hobbies is a really great way to incorporate photography into your life. If you have a hobby, and you probably do have a hobby, document it. Document your process. Document, the things that you struggle with. Document what makes that hobby special to you. I can't think of a single hobby that you can't also practice photography with. Honestly, if you journal, there's tons of, I feel like there's a whole industry around just taking like aesthetic journaling, reading pictures. If you look on Pinterest, you'll find endless pieces of inspiration. Gardening is a big one too, that you can, like any outdoor gardening, hiking, climbing, you can incorporate photography into all of those hobbies. And I think it gives people a little insight into the things that you're passionate about that they might not otherwise have exposure to, because maybe that's your hobby and not necessarily your friend's hobby, your family's hobby. This is probably the most popular and the easiest one, and that is or maybe not easiest, but maybe most obvious, and that is to take pictures of your friends, your family, your pets, the things and people and beings that you love. That's actually how I got started with photography is I did like, I don't even know what genre you'd consider. Like, I took like little aesthetic pictures when I was like 12, 13, 14. And then I started taking portraits of my friends. I'd bring my camera with me every time I saw them just to be able to, document the things that we did. And those pictures to this day are still very special to me. I can look back on them and I can feel nostalgic about them. My great-grandmother actually inspires me a lot in this regard because, she left behind thousands and thousands of pictures of just our family and her friends. Are you gonna focus? What does it mean when your camera struggles to focus? Okay, little camera, I'm trusting you to be in focus. Yeah, my grandmother has thousands of pictures of friends and family, and to have like a lifetime's worth of documentation of the people that you love is just, it's just that's a beautiful privilege, I think. And if you have kids, then obviously, like, why wouldn't you want a million pictures of your kids? If you're a photographer and you're not taking pictures of your kids, then I'm not judging, but I'm just like, why wouldn't you want to? If you are on Instagram, then you probably know what a photo dump is. I think this is a really great way to incorporate photography into your everyday life in a more casual manner. If you don't know what a photo dump is, it's basically just a collection of images that are supposed to be a little bit more casual. They're not necessarily like these highly posed, curated I mean, actually they are very like highly curated and sometimes very posed. Now they are, but the whole point of a photo dump was to be casual, and you don't have to make such a big deal about all the pictures that you post on your Instagram. You can just throw a dump. It can be a month-long dump. It could be a daily dump. It could be a weekly dump. It could be a, oh my God, I just went to Florida photo dump. Like it can really be over any period of time. If you take pictures and practice photography with the idea of a daily dump in mind, or whatever photo dump in mind, you tend to pay more close attention to the little details, because that is the story that you're trying to tell to your followers on Instagram. And if you're a photographer and you like you can't even help yourself, you have to be out there with a DSLR 70 to, fucking 200 millimeter. That can be your photo dump too. You can take a bunch of professional pictures and use that as your photo dump. It really doesn't matter. It's just about like, compile a bunch of images, put them together. They don't necessarily need to tell a story, but they're a collection. The last tip I have is to share your journey, your photography journey, your creativity journey with other people. It could be through social media channels like the way I do here on YouTube and sometimes on Instagram. It could be if you have like a blog where you update your blog with all of like the work that you've done, or just, whatever is going on in your creative life. If you're someone who's more outgoing, maybe you join in-person photography groups or clubs. I don't know, I guess they have photography clubs. Or take a class, like just some sort of like join some sort of community, find some way to share your artistic time with others. And I feel like that kind of encourages you to practice photography more in your everyday life. I know for me, my friend group, like we all kind of have cameras. Whether or not we consider ourselves to be photographers, we all have cameras. We all love to take pictures of each other. I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures of just like me and my friends, and when we get together, like that's what we do, is we either hike or we camp or we go out, and we always have our cameras with us. You just need people that you can share your adventures with, share your challenges with, share your ideas with, share your work with, get like critiques about your work. Sorry that the lighting keeps changing. I'm using natural lighting and it just changes all the fucking time. Photography can be so much more than just going out and taking pictures. It can also be community and being inspired by the people around you to, get better at your craft, or even just like experiment with new subjects, or whatever growth looks like to you. I find community is a really great way of encouraging you to grow. And this is when you're not even necessarily taking images either. Like this can just be through having people that you can talk to just about photography. I find that creating content on YouTube I think about photography every single day. Like I'm either consuming photography content, coming up with ideas, writing about photography, compiling my ideas, my experiences into these like online pieces of digestible content, like literally what this is right now. And so I curate and organize all of these thoughts into, here, like on my channel and on my Instagram, when Instagram's not pissing me the fuck off, like I'll post on Instagram. But the whole point is to share my experiences with other creatives, other photographers, and it motivates me to think of photography as a business, as a creative endeavor, as a creative medium, as just a hobby, like casually as a hobby, and as an artistic like skill. Like it is a skill. There's a lot of technical aspects to it. And even if these are only thoughts and ideas that I write down and I don't even act on them, it's still, it's still on my mind. I'm still constantly thinking about photography. I find that incorporating photography or any, passion of yours, my other passion being horses, and I do that every single week. Not every day, but I would if I could, maybe one day. It gives me a sense of purpose, and it makes life feel a little bit more rewarding when I also get to incorporate the things that I love doing every single day. And I hope that you guys are able to experience that as well. I don't know why I wave. Waving is weird. Okay, bye.